Welcome everybody to MC Tune Live. I hope you hear me okay. I had some trouble with my microphone. I do have the wireless mic, but I think it's using the iPhone mic, which will be not as good and will be have some wind noise. So I'm going to check to see if I can see which is it's being used. Yeah, iPhone microphone. You hear me? All right. Now, yeah, audio was there, now it's gone. So now can you hear? And I think it's back to the iPhone. So it works good. Okay, I'll leave it and stop worrying about it. Anyway, what a day it's been. It was crazy. A lot of crazy today. Very busy. We did a ton of experiments here. Tell you, there's a lot. There's a lot that you can do in the Southern Hemisphere. You don't need to worry at how many experiments we've done, how many different things have been performed that you can't do in the Northern Hemisphere. So it's like, hey, do we know anybody in this country that doesn't speak English? Not really. So and it's I don't know if I'm gonna meet anybody here, but here's the cool thing: the cars are super good to pedestrians. This is their biggest road in town right here. This is their freeway right here, and I just walked across it. The cars really aggressively stop. So it's an interesting dynamic here. So okay. Yeah, apparently there was another stream by some other people here today. So let me, I'll show you what we did. So this here, you look here, this is a platform here that sticks out toward the water, and there's two of them. And this is, let's see, there it is. That is a ship, probably a dedication to Magellan, because like everything's Magellan around here. Is the sound okay? Like, does it sound like it's coming from this microphone or the iPhone mic? Let's see. Okay, anyway, that's okay. So this is the platform that we did a bunch of things on today. Oh, you hear my noise. Okay. It's just better because it's on the iPhone. Anyway, this scratch right here on the ground, I don't know if you can see it. It starts there. It goes this way. That scratch there is due south. So I'll get out of the wind so you can hear me better. It's incredibly windy here. It seems that it's the base case, like high wind. That's what it's going to be. So whatever. But it does make a couple things challenging, especially when we're up on the platform. So right now I'm on the side of the platform, so I'm not getting much wind. So, what's that? There's the fountain. So what did we do up there? We determined due south in 3 different ways. We waited until local solar knew. Well, the first way was we used the GPS. So Critical Think started at one spot up there, and then I marked it where he was, and he got a GPS coordinate. He got latitude, longitude, and then he walked out toward the water there. And on the beach, he stood at a spot where his GPS unit. So he has a real GPS unit. It's not a. Hold on, I'm scrolling the screen a little bit here. All right, not on a phone. It's a same one that Wolfie sent to Will and to Jared. So a pretty good one. And so he stayed on the same longitude to the decimal point out there. So that tells us that latitude. So he's on the same latitude out that direction. So we know that it was north-south according to the GPS. Then at 1:37 p.m., it was local solar noon. And we confirmed that the dateandtime.com mathematical application of the globe was correct by that was the time that the shadow was the shortest. And so up there is a pillar, and we measured the length of the shadow. And every couple minutes, it's actually just twice, we scratched a line on the concrete with that same rock so that we could see when the line got the shortest. And so we measured it at the shortest. And then at that moment, then we put a tripod on that line that I scratched there, the south line, and the shadow fell right on that line, confirming through nature that we determined the direction of south. So we had 2 things: GPS calculated based on the globe, north-south. Nature told us based on the shortest shadow and the direction of the shadow at that same time. Then I had looked up the magnetic declination for Punta Arenas, 12 degrees east. So I got a compass, and I got 3 compasses. And I put them all right next to the line there, and 12 degrees off of where the compasses were pointing straight south was that line. Amazing. I used an orienteering compass, and there's a little thing underneath where you can change the arrow. I recorded all this on video. It'll be uploaded to the raw folder on the flurf.info. So the Flurf wiki has, I'm putting all the videos up there, and they're slow to upload. So I'm still uploading the 10th. So I'm 2 days behind. And so I upload them, I don't upload them too fast during the day. I don't want to take everybody's bandwidth, but at night I unlock the speed, but it doesn't matter. It's not fast, and these files are big. So they will be coming in the coming days. When I'm in Antarctica, I won't be able to upload any of them. So every day in Antarctica, at the end of the day, I will back up all of the SD cards to hard drives. So anyway, so we determined due south. Then we did the Eratosthenes style measurement of the radius of the Earth, and I sent it over to Round Thinker. He sent it back. Guess what? Got the same answer. very close. It's so cool when you do everything works on the globe, right? Sticks and shadows, it works. It doesn't matter where you are, what day of the year you do it. You do the sticks and shadows, you get the radius of the Earth every time. You do sticks and shadows and you presume the Earth is flat, you get a different answer. They don't match every time. So, anyway, there's that. We did. I used the magnetic compass right down here, actually. Right down here. I used the dip compass to measure the dip. I got 45 degrees. And of the south end of the needle pointing down, which can't happen on flat Earth. In either, they have two different general ideas of the magnetic field of the Earth, and it doesn't work with either of them, so too bad, guys. We measured a line of longitude. I'll show you. It's too windy, but I'll keep it close. So right here, this light pole right here, and I hope you can hear me over the water fountain here. So that light pole right there, Will stood right next to that with his GPS, and Critical Think had his trundle wheel. We marked on the ground a spot, and then all the way up there, you can't really see it. He went all the way up there is 800, 600, I don't know, meters, 600 meters maybe? 600 to 700 meters. Don't quote me. 600 to 700 meters maybe. And we measured it 4 times. And we got the latitude, longitude at each spot. Now so how can we use latitude, longitude? So I just say, oh, it's all fake. Like, no. We use latitude, longitude to determine the direction of due south, and it matched nature. We use latitude and longitude to determine how to drive to your friend's house. Uber uses it. Pizza Hut uses it to get your pizza. Amazon uses it to deliver your whatever. Latitude, longitude, GPS, it works. You don't get to argue it. If you think it doesn't, you need to show where it doesn't work. So latitude, longitude works. So we know the distance of that line in latitude, longitude. We know that, and we physically measured the distance of that line using a trundle wheel. A trundle wheel is a wheel with, as it turns, it clicks up meters, right? Critical Think brought this in his check bag from Australia. Amazing. Anyway, haven't done the math on that one yet. Been busy. We what else did we do? At noon, local solar noon, I took a photograph of the sun with the solar filter to measure its angular width. And its angular width is a half a degree. I know that because I know how big the viewfinder is in the P1000, and I know how big the sun is when it's at full zoom. And it was the same as I've seen before, when it's half a degree. And then, here's the deal. If the Earth is this disc here, right? If that's the Earth, then, let's see, the sun's doing this. Right, and here we are, Punta Arenas in the sun, right? And then this is at noon, and then 6 hours later, the sun's over there. 6 hours later, it's much farther away. And what do we know about things that are far and things that are small? They appear smaller. So the sun then 6 hours later must be smaller for flat Earth. You don't get a choice. That's the laws of perspective. They like to say perspective. Well, that's what you get. When things are farther away, they're smaller. Well, guess what? It was the same size. Duh. We all know that. So, but this is being outside of the Tropic of Capricorn gives us a little different opportunity than in the Northern Hemisphere where we don't have that. So, a very cool opportunity that Will brought as just a bonus measurement that we can do that we otherwise wouldn't have been able to do. in the north. So thank you to Will for that. So, all right, what else did we do? Anyway, then that's good. That's a good recap of the experiments we've done. Next, we had to go over to ALE, meet them at 3 o'clock today, and then they gave us a rundown. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. we need to bring our check bags to our lobby. They pick them up, and then they bring the bags to the ALE building, and we need to then go to the building. It's about 6 blocks away. We walk up there, and then we give them their I don't know, like they transport it, and then we hand them the bags. So however that works. But if there's any issues, then at that time we will deal with the issues. And so that's how we get their check bags to them. And then when we get on the plane the next day, we bring our carry-on, and we dress in our our warm stuff. Not completely though, because we'll be in the terminal, in the airplane, and then half an hour before we land, they'll say we're going to land soon. So then we put on our gear. We put on our warm gear in the plane and switch from our walk-in boots to our big thick clompers, and then when we land, we're on the ice. That will be maybe 36 hours from now, maybe a little more. The whole flight is 4 hours, 4.5 hours, something like that, and then we'll be there. So we're pretty certain that we will have internet because they have Starlink on site there. Will is bringing his Starlink that he purchased, the Marine Starlink. So we know it works there. The bandwidth we don't know. So that's what we'll have to see. Hopefully the Marine one that he has is able to get to see more satellites. And we'll probably need, I don't know, we'll see if we need to prop it up against something so that it's angled more to the north so it can see more satellites. Anyway, that's the plan for that. And the weather is going to be great when we land, but the news is it might get a little more cloudy later. So we're going to, as quickly as we can, do as many, get stuff set up right away. So where we'll be, there's been some confusion. There is a place, the camp is not perfect because there will be a shadow. Maybe. There's a mountain just south of camp, and at camp, at local solar midnight, the sun might be blocked by the mountain, just by the peak of it. So they said, well, there's another spot you can be that's to the side and farther away from the mountain, so that won't be blocked. But if we need to hurry, and if it's just not super easy, there's stuff to figure out still about that. So certainly we got to figure these things out still. And Haley has been really, really good. They have been so helpful, so accommodating. And it turns out that this particular Antarctic Odyssey that they have is sandwiched between two other things. So the marathon is happening now. So earlier today, the marathon runners flew down. If you watch the interview with the guy that organizes them on my Conspiracy Tunes channel, what an interesting guy. So cool. And some of the other guys on the marathon crew are really cool too. So it was really nice to meet them and to have that interview. If you haven't watched it yet, it's worth the try. It's like, I don't want to run marathons, but now I do. After watching, after listening to him, it makes me want to do marathons. Not the 7 marathons, 7 continents, 7 days. No, not that one. And not the ultra marathon, 100 miles. No, not that one. I have run a half marathon. That was tough. I'll tell you, Simon and Dan's full marathon time beat my half marathon time. Anyway, so those people fly back on the 14th. The plane has to go down on the 14th, and it has to come back on the 14th because there's not an airport there, so they can't leave it there. They don't turn it off. They fly down, they drop, they pick up, they come back. So they had to bring the plane down for the marathon. On the 18th, they have a similar situation. They have a group coming down on the 18th. Well, guess what they don't have between? They don't have anything else between. They're like, well, we can just sell seats, right? They have staff that are going to be there. They have planes that are already going to fly there. So they fill these things with other things. So this is our trip. And there are the 9 of us going and one other guy. One other guy is going with us. The plane will be us and one other guy. And then we think some ALE staff. That's what's happening. So we were walking on the street today. So we did the orientation. We were walking on the street today, and we're walking. This is funny. I was with Jaron Leesbeth and Dave McKeegan, and we're talking about. You've heard me say it before. Leesbeth she wants to call me by the correct name, and so she's been very kind about that. And I'm like, I don't correct flat earthers when they call me that because it's how they self-identify. And then I was starting to tell the story how if anybody were ever to say, hey, are you McToon in public, then I'd know that they're a flat earther. And I said, I've never been identified in the public before. I said that, and the guy that was in the orientation with us said, hey, don't fall off the edge. And I didn't recognize him, right? I'm like, how do you know? He goes, oh, we're in the orientation. Anyway, the timing was just crazy. So anyway, all right, I got to show you this. I don't know. This is south. And the horizon there is lit. So the sun set that direction. It's lit right here, right now. That light, and you may not be able to see it because the phone might not be able to pick up what my eyes can. That moves this direction. And then the sun comes up over there. It's never totally dark. And you know what? There's no clouds. There's no clouds. I'm going to do a star trail. Oh my goodness. We've had clouds and clouds and clouds and no clouds now. So I'm going to do star trails. I'm going to do it up there. Or not. I'm going to do it down here. Out of this. I'm going to do it out of this. The wind. The wind is just brutal. It really, probably right here. Anyway, after this live stream, I'll go get the camera. That's exciting. Anyway, the sun moves across the horizon. We can see it. It's that direction. What does that mean? That means the sun's there. There's the globe. On flat Earth, the sun is that way. That way, thousands and thousands of miles. It's like 20,000 miles that way. Not that far. Not that far. At least 10,000. Probably more than that. Anyway, so, but yet we see the light from the sun there, even though flat Earth says the sun is there. They're stupid. You're stupid. Flat earthers. You're stupid. The sun is there. It's not there. It's there. Stop being stupid. And if it was a reflection, you'd see it better that way. We don't see it that way. You're so dumb. I can't. Anyway, all right. Let's see here. Let me read a few super chats here. We got Shovelhead Steve for $2 says reverse swirly for witless. No, all right. I didn't say. There was a kerfuffle. There was a kerfuffle today, so I'm not gonna say too much. I'll just say that Austin, Jaron, Lisbeth had some ideas about they wanted all of the rest of us to sign a contract that was similar but not the same as the one that we already signed with ALE. And we said, well, we already signed one with ALE. So in the end, that didn't happen. And I said, hey, I will. If you say don't film me, then I won't film you. Right? That's what I was going to do anyway. But I like messing with them. And then they something to the effect of it's on video. It'll be published. It was all recorded. Something to the effect of that stuff from when we're in Antarctica. I can't publish without their approval. So, except for like wide view shots and 360s and stuff like that. So, and I have a 360 camera, so I'll be using that to record stuff. So anyway, that's all. There was drama. You don't need to hear about it right now. You can watch that video later if you want. Okay, where am I? We got PhD Tony says for $10, I'm subscribed to a homeless degenerate now, reduced to wandering the streets of South America. Get a job. I could have done it in my room, but you know, there's people in neighboring rooms, and Critical Think is in the room with me, so I want to respect him. And I have enough warm weather gear with me I have just 2 of the layers on right now. I definitely have enough warm weather gear to be warm enough out here. So I just threw on some warm weather gear, cold weather gear, whatever you want to call it, and came outside. And the Wi-Fi, I would use Wi-Fi. I would use the phone anyway, because the phone, the cell signal is better than the Wi-Fi in the the words are not coming. Wi-Fi in the hotel. So anyway, thank you, PhD Tony. Your $10 Australian will definitely buy me soup for a week at the soup kitchen. Icy Spin says Jaren's stream was Copatopia. Apparently there was a stream. Grobe Trotter says, how was the table talk with Austin? Yesterday it got heated. It was okay, like it was still civil, and it was mostly between McKeegan and Austin. I just mostly just watched, though Austin constantly peppers with all sorts of jabs at me. So I didn't say much because it's not a good look for him. Anyway, then tonight, none of that happened. Tonight was just we were just talking to everybody. We weren't near each other really too much. We were not opposite sides of the table, but Jaren was a little closer. And I don't know. It was fine. It was it was a regular meal with people that were getting along just fine. So it was a good time at a nice restaurant, local restaurant here. So nothing to complain about for the meal tonight, the restaurant tonight. Nothing other than the stuff at ALE that happened. That was it. So yeah, there you go. Icy Spin. I did not record that meal at all, even, so too bad. Sorry about that. Icy Spin says it'd be nice if the turf wars could be put on hold, and that's what I'm doing. That's my intention here. So we did. When I did measure the south. Jared was wondering about it. I explained how I did it. I showed him where the line is. So now Jared knows where due south is. I think Lisbeth was there too. So they know they can do whatever they want to confirm, So anyway, Coxynormous says, love your work, Tom. Thank you very much, Coxynormous. I had to say it twice to get it. You got me. You did. What is this? Oh, this is Chilean pesos. So, okay. Polaspia Parak for 10,000 Chilean pesos, which is about $10 US. It says, did you see the upside down Orion in the northern sky? By the way, I want to send you a mail with more fascinating details about how a 24-hour Orion is visible from both poles. I'm a physicist in Chile. Wish I was in Punta Arenas. I wish you were too, and then you could be right here. We could chat. So thank you very much for that. I see stars right now, and I don't see the Big Dipper. This is the first night I've seen stars. I don't recognize any of these stars, of course. And I can't show you because they don't show up on the camera on the iPhone. I don't know what this is. It is, oh man. I look at the sky. I look for the Big Dipper. Then I look for Polaris. It's not there. None of those stars are there. I don't know where the Southern Cross is. That's a constellation. Like, I can see something that I'm sure people would say that's a constellation. But I don't know what it is to me. That's so cool. That's so cool. And think about, if the Earth were flat and a dome, then everybody would see all the stars except maybe, the low ones, because of, you'd just be a haze. The horizon would just be a messy haze. But because the Earth is a globe, we see different stars in different hemispheres. This I've never seen before. Thank you, everybody. That's so cool. Okay. I gotta compose myself. The grumpy old mechanic says, for $5, ask Jaron why he hasn't taken $500 from me for a couple hours reading abstracts. Yeah, I know. Why hasn't he done that? He mentioned that recently somewhere. And I don't know why. I don't understand why he wouldn't do it. $500 for a couple hours. That's a pretty good rate. All right. Rick Harris is a new member. Thank you, Rick Harris. Glenn Donovan for $5 says, Whitsit is taking a drone. Apparently, it can go 1 mile high. Will it hit the dome? So Whitsit is not. It is Will. So Will has a drone that he brought, and he applied through DJI for a waiver to fly the drone higher, so they can affect that remotely. There's limitations on it, and they gave him a waiver. So then he said to Jonathan. Jonathan is the film guy who is a flat earther. He showed Jonathan how to do that, and so Jonathan also got a waiver. So it's pretty cool. I don't know what different you might see. You'll see farther, of course. We shall see what it's like with a drone a mile high. That's cool. So there's no dome, so it won't hit the dome. Let's see. We say Slithery says, remember, super chat, Whitsit needs a container, preferably airtight. Naughty. JSS Tiger for $5 says, I had a clear day in Ohio, and got you some Eratosthenes data. Nice. Yeah, send that into Radius at mc2.net, and we should get a good. And it doesn't matter what day. You can do it any day of the year, because we know where the tropic, or not the tropic, where the sun is on any day. Barry F says, read my super chat. I did. Just now. M2M for 10 pounds says, I'm supposed to be taking sunspot photos this weekend, but it has been totally overcast here and no signs of letting up. Still hoping. Well, of course, you're in England. That's what happens. We were joking with Dave McKeegan about that. Actually, we were walking along this right here, right? And I'm like, hey Dave, let's record a video. We'll I'll put on my channel. The two of us just walking here. We get just started in it, and then Jaron was in front of us, and he turns around to ask us a question. So We stopped that. We didn't even get a chance to. So that will be on the video eventually. That's published and uploaded to the Flurf Wiki server. So Darkstar 4400 for $5 is getting excited, just a bit jealous, but proud of the effort everyone has put into this. By the way, moon halo in northern Colorado tonight. Very cool. That's nice. All right, here's the moon. Right. Let's see. Right there's the moon. It is upside down to you. There's a little cloud. You can't see. Oh, the wind. Get it out of it. Get out of the wind. Jolene, member for 49 months, says, Are you going to time lapse or long exposure to star trails? Shield your camera from wind. Even the smallest vibrations can negatively affect it and cause a wobble. So yeah, that's what I'll be right here. So when I go over here to that side, wind. When I go to this side, wind, but right here I don't. So the problem is there's a light right there. It might be a little bit of a problem. This whole thing is really well lit. Like, you feel safe, right? But yeah, it's not the best for light when you're trying to get started. But I'll figure it out. Like, I could do it. See, in here there's a shadow, but there's wind comes in. So I don't know. I'll figure it out. But thank you for that, Jolene. Burnham for $1.99 says Antarctic whatever that says. Antarctica. Anyway, and then Normus, first name Coxie, says, sorry, bloke. That's all good. That's all good. Cygnus Step says that take away Beaver Zero, mad status. He's not doing his job. Mod status. Is he in the chat? So I'm on the phone. And the live chat on the phone is like 3 lines. I can hardly see any. So it's really difficult on the phone to keep up with the live chats. So, but all right, fine. Beaver Zero. Step it up. Plastic Citizen, member for 18 months, is happy this is finally coming together. Yes. Like tomorrow, I got to pack the bag. The bag's like everything's out of the bag that I did I had to check it and show them all of the stuff. And they verified everything was good. Like, I needed bigger boots, and I got gloves. Not gloves. I got mittens that go over the gloves. That are like the big, really nice polar ones. So I had some, but they weren't big enough to go over the liner gloves. So I got bigger ones. We got Eddie Reese says, who's this guy on Toon's channel? Oh, he took his glasses off. Clark Kent effect indeed. Who's that? I don't wear glasses except to read. So when I'm just walking around, I'm not wearing glasses. So I think a lot of these people, they haven't seen me before without glasses, but they figured it out. I think I had to introduce myself only 4 times extra. So all right. Eric Burns says, I'm telling my students if they're traveling for break to look at the night sky where they travel. It'll look different. There you go. Yeah. It is so cool. It is so cool. Roger that says, Charlie Welch loves you long time. Thank you. I'm glad to know Charlie Welch loves me a long time. Calder Vasold for $5 says, I sent you some sunspot pics today. I'll send more on Saturday. Glad you're having fun. Can't wait until you guys get there. Thank you for that. So I am not the one that is monitoring sun at mc2.net. Somebody else is doing that. Thank you very much. So both sun at and dip at are being monitored by volunteers that then update the stuff and put it on the wiki. So, and I've been too busy here to really do a lot. Like, I have a video I recorded that's gonna go out tomorrow. I have on Conspiracy Tunes. I have a whole bunch that I could do, but I don't. But we're busy all day too, so I can only do so much. while I'm here. So thank you to the people that are assisting. We really appreciate it. Wade Eberly says, Yelp review of Orion's Belt, only 3 stars. I love it. Bob says, will we get updates while you are in Antarctica? That, I think, is the case. So it is a little uncertain about how much bandwidth we'll have. We are certain that we will have Starlink. But the amount of bandwidth we don't know. Is it enough to do a decent live stream? We don't know. Is it... there's just a lot of questions. So we'll have to wait till we get there to see how this is the case. So we do think that we will be able to do live streams. So I can say that. So Jordan W says, have fun in Antarctica and stay safe. Thank you for that. I will avoid jumping into a crevasse. Mega Ritz for $10 says, could someone record the sun constantly from the flight in Chile to Antarctica? Then no one can say the Antarctic sun is a fake sun, second sun, sun reflection, etc. Unless Chile's sun is also fake. There has been a flat earther that says that it will be in a studio, some sort of a Truman Show studio. But of course, we're going to enter the studio in a 757. I don't know how you could do that. So maybe we are already in the studio right now, and the studio is so large that an entire 757 can fly for 4.5 hours in this studio. Yes, that was Wendy B. Level on Facebook. She is literally insane. Those are the words of a person that does not have a grip on reality. So I pity people that have to deal with her on a regular basis. Now, Eduardo Ferrero says, hope you come to Bog to English some flat friends. Flat friends. Bog. Bogota? Colombia? Oh, yeah, you sent me the email. I won't get a chance. No, on the way back, I will be in Santiago for less than 3 hours. That's the layover, and I have... I won't have to go through customs there. I'll have to do customs in Miami. So I'll have more time there. So I will hopefully be able to do a magnetic inclination and magnetic field strength while I'm there. Glenn Donovan says, just got back from a FLIRF convention. I accidentally said sphere instead of circle and got escorted out for promoting Globus propaganda. Tough crowd. I got kicked out of the lobby in 2019. Janusz Takis says, will there be a flat earth versus globe snowball fight in Antarctica? Do FLIRFs throw snow flats? Have fun and be safe. Don't make coffee from yellow snow. You're not allowed to even do that there. So, we have water bottles, right? And we have bottles for the used water, after it's exited your body. And so in the orientation today, they said, look, if that bottle freezes, you got nothing. We don't have any way to warm it up. That bottle's done for this trip. So what do you do if you deposit something in the bottle at night and you need to put it, in a place where it's not going to freeze? You put it in your sleeping bag. You put your pee bottle in your sleeping bag with you to keep it from freezing. Yep, that's lovely. It's a lovely thought. Highway Hermit says, any chance of a celestial pole star time lapse? Yes. And there's no clouds. None at all. I don't see any clouds. Like there were some in front of the moon before. There's just a faint ones there. That's it. So yeah, I will be doing that. Sky Captain says, what will it be like for flat Earth when the sun never sets? For the flatties, well, I think they all know already. They all know that the sun's not going to set. They've looked at the horizon here. The sun goes down in the southwest, and then there's a light you see going across the horizon there until it comes up in the southeast. They all know what's going to happen. So and yeah. So what will it be? I don't know. It's not good for flat Earth, right? It falsifies the flat Earth AE map, right? They're like, but there still could be another map. No, there can't, because all of your other explanations just crumble too. How do seasons work? Oh, well, you see the sun does circle. Oh, you can't do that anymore. They can't even pull up the Bible because they like to say that the Bible says the Earth is a circle. Oops, it's obviously not a circle. So we got Cat, the Catastronauts member for 4 months, says I sent the moon pics from my telescope tonight. Awesome, that's awesome. And the moon test is a fantastic one. And again, being here is really good. Dave McKeegan got a good one. It's covered by. I move over because it's blocking the wind here. Dave McKeegan got a good picture of the moon. So the big thing about the moon is people on far different sides of the Earth must see a dramatically different portion of the moon if the Earth is flat. If you don't, then you must provide an explanation or it's falsified, right? That's just a simple application of, literally, it's just middle school geometry. Not even that. I mean, I think you could ask a second grader, look, here's a ball. Now, if somebody stands there and they look at the ball, draw a picture of what they will see of that ball, right? And then if the ball has, unique face on it or something. And then now draw a picture of what the person over here will see of the ball. They'll get it. They'll understand it. Flat earthers? Oh, no, that doesn't make sense. Sorry. Anyway. Darkstar 4400 says tisk tune Antarctica cartoon. I have to decipher this, right? Right here. Antarctica. I can hardly read that, but thank you for that. Carlton 1, Carlton 2. Look at that. That's the Carlton dancing emoji, but it came through on StreamYard as the special letters there. Anyway, BM Furball for $50. Wow. He says, what does a guy need to do to get a cup of Antarctic snow? And is the South Pole honestly colder than Minnesota? Well, my wife was telling me yesterday it was -6. And yeah, that's pretty cold for Minnesota. It happens. Our dishwasher drain line froze. She sent me a picture of the space heater right next to the cupboard to thaw the line. So, but it's supposed to be like -10. So a little bit colder than Minnesota was just yesterday. But I would say that probably northern Minnesota is even colder than that. So, yes. All right. So what about Antarctic snow? So when we went to ALE today, they had refreshments, and they had ice, and the ice was flown back from Antarctica. It was really Antarctic ice. And the guy's like, "Would you like some ancient ice?" I'm like, okay. I couldn't tell the difference, but it was nice. I don't know. I'm like, well, so I just tasted the ice, just plain, and concentrated. Is this different? It was. I couldn't tell the difference. So, anyway. Rick says, must be the studio from the moon landing. Of course. Cintiq says, I'm the Todd Ed. I can't read that. Hold on. Right there. Yes. All right. Who's Todd? Ed? And what about the king of sofas? What about the king of sofas? I don't know. All right. Yanush Takas says for 512 huffs, 512 to the power of 2. Did the Flurps bring sleep masks, sunscreen, etc.? So sunscreen is on the required list of things to bring. You have to bring it. I don't know if they brought sleep masks. If they were honest, they did not. But they did. They know. They know what they're going to see. Spoony Spoon says, "Stay warm and safe. Give Witz a hug for me. He needs it." I might not. You mind if I pass on that one? But thanks anyway, Spoony Spoon. Splurge has a $9.99 super chat, but there's no message. Thank you anyway for that. The gig boss man says for $2, are the nights shorter where you are? They are. So the sun sets about 10 and it rises about 5. So that is all of 7 hours of not really dark. So like at 11:30, it's not that dark. So, but now I'm at 53 south, which isn't really all that different than 53 north. I mean, it's not at all different. So the amount of nighttime hours that 53 north has is the same as here. And that's England. Like Dave McKeegan lives not far from 53 north. So just if you're from 30, 35, 40, it's not as extreme. I'm at 45, and in June the sun sets at 9:30 on the 21st, maybe a little later, and like it's dusk for a long time, so you can go out 10:15, 10:30 maybe, and there's enough light. So Globetrotter says, have to say that loose rattle line is killing me. Loose railing line. Oh yes. Yeah, this is that's cables. They're not pull tight. I do love this entire waterfront here. We're looking all up and down at here, but it's showing its age a little bit. It's getting a little old. So I don't know what happened. There must have been some push to revitalize this whole area a couple decades ago, and they really did a great job. And now it's getting a little aged, so it's not too bad though. They got these flagpoles here, right there. This whole line of flagpoles, but there's no flags on them. I don't know why. Maybe this is their summer, so maybe they'll put them up on the 21st. I don't know. Calder Basalt says, weather pending. I'll send you moon pics as well. Awesome. Thank you for that. Rick says, zip up so your drain line doesn't freeze in Antarctica. Zip up to your drain line. Talking wee-wee? Yeah. I hope so. I hope I'll be fine. Thank you for that. And I'm caught up. Okay. What else? There's I don't need these right now. This is the experience of a lifetime. I'm so happy. So there goes a noisy car. And I'm doing everything I can to bring you with, so that you can experience it too as much as I can. So when we are on the ice, I hope to be able to live stream. The lighting will be very different from what it is right now. So, I'm pretty sure we will be bandwidth bound, so we won't be able to everybody live stream at the same time. we yeah, we will as much as we can. So, all right. Let me tell you this. I've been in cities, I've been in third world countries, I've been in places where you don't feel safe in the day. I've been in places where you don't feel safe at night. It's I don't know what time it is. 1:30. I I feel safe here. I like this town. It's a great little town here. So, all right, let me read this here from Janusz Takis for 512 Huff says Antarctic snowball fight between teams must happen. I don't know if you can really make snowballs. If you live in an area that has snow, you know that you need the right temperature to make snowballs. You need it right at freezing. Here we've got some people biking by. There we go. And yeah, so the forecast is never warmer than 0, so you cannot make snowballs at that temperature. Doesn't work. You need it right near freezing, just a tiny bit above is good for snowballs. So I cannot make snowballs, but I could probably get some chips of ice or blocks of ice and shovel. I don't think I'll be doing that though. So to get free breakfast. So the meals are included in the part of the fee, right? So they have food that the food flies in with us on the plane, and it the waste flies out with us on the plane. So apparently the food is really good. People have said that the food is like they have a really good, they do a good job with it. Will was it Will? Somebody said about Will, like, do you really think that you could just fly to Antarctica and then there's gonna be a chef to cook you food? And yeah, of course, 100%. Why would not? They're just so brainwashed, gullible that they believed their Papa Flurfs that you can't go. There's 3 or 4 marathons in Antarctica every year now. There's a 100-mile run in Antarctica. There's a group of car drivers doing a transatlantic drive on cars right now. There are 3 people, I think, solo crossing Antarctica. Is there any more way to freely travel and explore Antarctica than to do it 100% alone? No. So when flat earthers say those things, say you can't freely explore, they are wrong. They are repeating a lie. People are doing it right now, and I've even heard this is the crazy on top of the crazy. People are literally unescorted. Nobody's going with them at all, and flat earthers say, "Well, they're all alone. How do you know?" They're all alone. How could you freely explore when you're not all alone, you idiot? My gosh, go back to kindergarten. If that is such a hard thing for you to understand. Anyway, Darkstar 4400 says, "Hope I'm not out of place, Michael, but Godspeed, stay safe, and you're in our prayers." Thank you very much. People of all sorts of faiths are members of this channel and followers, and I appreciate that. And I'll tell you this: my wife did a party for me before I left. Invited friends and family over. Friends from our church came, and they did pray during that time. So that's a normal thing that evangelical Christians do. That's what we did. Our pastor couldn't come. His wife came. We're good friends. And so that's what we do. So Dark Star, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it from everybody. I do. Thank you. Randall Chase says, thank you for sharing this with us. Thank you very much. I'm happy to be able to. I'm honored. Bob says, if bandwidth is limited, at least post in TFE on Discord so we know you're alive. I eagerly check multiple times a day for updates. Oh, thank you for that. I will, yes. That's where I will do, that's where I have been doing most things, on the TFE channel on Discord. Like I've done a couple Facebook posts, but that's the place that I will be doing the like the quick small updates is right on there. So if you're curious, get on the server and you can find it there. Angel Gamer for $5 says, if you're forced to huddle naked, with any flair for warmth, who would it be? Maybe when you get back, we can meet for coffee. Have a great trip. Thank you very much, Angel Gamer. I would love to meet for coffee. Obviously, we know each other in real life. Yes, let's do that. After Christmas, maybe. It's busy before. Angel Gamer's had some sad times, so I definitely am up for that. Icy Spin says, cue this up in case. Now, okay, so that's a link to an Imager image. I'm on mobile, and I can't pull it up right now to show that. So I'm sorry. Icy Spin, could you send that to me on Discord at least, and I'll at least see it. I love Icy Spin, does some pretty good art mashups. Larry Scott says, can you throw a frisbee barehanded at 10 below? I could. I will not try. I have been practicing playing in the pickup games that we do with the gloves on and with the boots on, not the big clompers, but just the hiking boots. And my wife was like, she's like, why are you wearing that instead of shoes? I'm like, I'm working. I need to get used to these, and I'm broke them in and everything. Oh, here's a story. This is funny. Okay. Let me finish the frisbee thing. I practice with thicker gloves too. So I practice throwing with the thin gloves, and I practice with the thick gloves as well. So I it takes a couple, but yes, I can throw a good. It didn't affect me too much. So there's a bus of people getting off at our hotel. There's some sort of tour. They showed up earlier today, and the tour organizer was super organized. Holy cow! Like they come into he got off the bus first. Everybody comes into the lobby, and he goes, okay, here's your room assignments. Like he had them ready to go. Like he'd organized it. Anyway, okay, I can throw a frisbee well in the cold. I got that covered. I practiced. Where was I going otherwise? Clompers. Was it clompers? Boots clompers? I don't know. Now I got myself 2 layers deep. I had to pop the stack twice, and I come up empty popping the stack. Maybe I'll remember it in a minute here. Highway Hermit says, this is a fake pre-recorded live stream. The real Miss Toon got arrested by the massive joint military force guarding every inch of Antarctica's coast. On to me. You're on to me. No, it was Will. Will and his boots. So Will could not get his hiking boots into his luggage because he brought the Starlink. And so he wore them, but you know what he did not do that I did do? He did not break them in. So he got onto a plane to take a 20+ hour travel session hiking through airports with boots that he'd never worn before. And we get here, and he's like, my feet hurt so bad. So he was limping. He was limping around. Like, dude, you gotta. Yeah. So Jonathan let Will use his boots because they're looser, and then we went to a local store here, and Will bought himself some other shoes. So that was a good time there. Signa Step says, before you turn 50, bring back the flock of seagulls haircut. I don't know. You mentioned this. Oh, hold on. The battery's low. I got the charger. So hold on. I gotta plug it in. What is it with the flock of seagulls haircut? I did not. In the end, I didn't like it. Okay. Like, I don't like flock of seagulls that much anyway. Except when flatties run away from me for a debate, then I can just imagine the song "Run so far away." So, all right. So, but I keep the backpack with me everywhere I go. So it's this, yeah, iPhone charger. Other side. There we go. Is it charging? I think it's charging. Anyway, and I got these longer cables so that I can have them sitting in my backpack or something. Anyway, here, these are the trackers, the GPS trackers that we're carrying around with us, and so there were a couple issues with them, but I think they're fixed now. The trick is to get the backpack on with the cable still in it, so the big battery is in the backpack, and then the cable runs to it. So, okay. Atlas 6355 says, friendly reminder to turn off these GoPro when going number 2. Good idea. So I have. It's been good to have a couple days here because I've been practicing. I haven't been recording absolutely everything here. And you know, when I'm going up to my room, I'm like, I've shut it off. I'm not in the room recording. But as you get, I don't know if is anybody going to watch all the video. There's a lot of video, and there's a huge amount of data. So if you watch it all, then amazing. So on the Flurf Wiki, it's all going up on there, and there is a page where people can, if as they watch it, if there's interesting events that happen, they can note the file name and the time code in that file, so they know, so other people can know that something happened. So I've uploaded the 9th, which is the day I left, and the 10th is currently uploading, which is the day that I mostly traveled, and then we arrived here. So you'll see the first times that Will, Jonathan, and I were in town here when we, got into the hotel and stuff like that. So that's what's uploading now. That's nearly done, and then I'll start the 11th after that. Kango 44 for 2 New Zealand, two Kiwi bucks says, can you see the ice wall yet? Not yet. It's just right over there, though. Johnny Charcoal says they don't want to freely. They want to explore free. Oh, they don't want to pay any money for it. I see what, yeah, exactly. I see what you're saying there. Icy Spin says, do you remember eye covers in case sun don't set? I did. I brought some, nice sleeping, a sleep mask. So, and when you sleep, you need to put on sunscreen. So, all right, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to read this. Wade Eberly says, hundreds of miles for Chile. Did you bring a ladle? Chile. I do like Chile. I love the country Chile. It's been super cool. So, anyway, I'm going to go back inside the hotel. I'm going to film some star trails. So thank you so much, everybody, for just coming along for this update. I recorded a shorter video covering some of the same stuff and maybe a little bit of an overlap of non-overlapping stuff that will go out on Conspiracy Tunes tomorrow in my daily shorter video. So anyway, walking back into the hotel. Is it windy? Do you hear the wind? I'm sorry for that. Crossing the big. This is their freeway. It's not very busy right now. But it's windy. I might even get more cold weather gear on to deal with. There we go. Okay. Medicinal Mass Media says -7 in Minnesota. Is right now -7? Oh, jeez. That's cold. All right. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now and say thank you very much and be looking for. Should I do one tomorrow night? I can do one tomorrow night. So anyway, people, thank you very much. And we'll see you soon.